here's your host, Les Thompson.
Hello, welcome to the show. We're in Slovakia in springtime. Yeah, this is Central Europe, and this is one of the mountains in Slovakia, one of the major skiing areas. This is Donavili, and it's just over 1,000 meters high, and it's a wonderful place to start the show. And in all seasons, this is a fun place. It's amazing to think that just a couple of months ago, this was the high season here in Donavili. Looked cold out there, didn't it? Beautiful Donavili in Slovakia. Looked almost like a remake of Dr. Zhivago there for a while. But I suppose you'd like to know what this show is all about. Well, it's certainly about travel. I've travelled far and wide, and I've got a lot of wonderful places to show you. I'll share the videos with you. It's about music, all kinds of music. I think it was Gustav Mahler, the composer, who said, "A symphony should be about the world. It must contain everything." But when you think about it, life is a symphony. I mean, it has its beautiful melodic passages, but it has some dark tones in there as well, as we all know. And so, yeah, we'll get into life. And I guess that's the way to sum it up. This show, it's about life. Well, I've been blessed with my life, no doubt about it. As a broadcast journalist, as a radio host, political commentator, investigative reporter, 35 years in mainstream media in Australia and New Zealand, and meeting all the challenges that go with it.
Do you ever feel like pawns in the industry, that you are saleable commodities?
I don't think so, John, because you make your own security in this business, and I think exactly what Jim said. I mean, you respond to a challenge, so therefore you take the initiative quite often, and you will look for a situation. Other times it will come to you, but all the time you're looking to advance yourself, so you're not being used. I mean, you deserve what you believe you're able to do, so you go after it.
Of course, it's been a few years since I've done television.
And here's your host, Les Thompson.
Good evening and welcome to Give Us a Clue, the panel game with a team that's better looking than Charlie's Angels, and a ladies' team to match it. So, let's get around to introducing the team captains. And first of all, captain of the ladies' team is a woman who knows just how to treat men. She has the sort of form that makes us limp and glassy-eyed and a little weak at the knees. It's called chloroform, and it's Jenny Maxwell.
But springtime breathes new life into everything. Look at these busy little bees gathering pollen. Well, I'm a bit like those little bees. I'm pretty busy during the year working in Europe and travel, and adjusting to different cultures too. For instance, springtime, Easter comes up, but it's not just the Christian observance, the religious observance that I've witnessed here in the Czech Republic. What I find is that people do something a little bit differently. And Velikonoce is all about Easter Monday. And instead of looking for eggs hidden from the children on that day, over here people of all ages actually observe something which is a fertility rite. from the ancient times of the pagans. And that is that the men have to find a birch rod, and they have to find a suitable target, hopefully a woman they know, to take that piece of birch rod and tap them on the behind just to promote fertility. It's all good fun. It's quite innocent.
All right, you're in for it. Hadi hadi dobrovody, dejte vec malavani.
Oh yes! I was waiting for the next part.
So surprised.
Yes, it was so natural that I was waiting for what's coming next.
Yay, Alice, we did it! We did it! We did it! We did it!
Well, that's the way they explained it to me, and the men don't seem to have a problem with it, and the ladies, if you know them, are okay, because what they do is they give the guys presents in return. The Easter eggs, often painted Easter eggs over here, and they're real eggs, and alcohol for some reason. So what's to complain about? But yes, it's not just springtime when everything old becomes new again. I mean, I really am amazed at what I've observed in regard to that. There's a pomade shop I came across a few years ago in Munich in Germany, in Bavaria, and it's there that you can get hold of pomades. Now, do you know what pomades are? Well, take a look at this shop in Munich. It's brought back pomades. Now, they're hair oils and lotions, you know, like the movie stars used to wear in the 40s and so forth. Cary Grant, for instance, slicked back hair, looking quite handsome as well. The film's from long ago, but as I say, everything is new again. And this shop is now online, so it's a modern approach to selling pomades. And the business owner, Stan Soldan, is using them himself. He looks pretty good, doesn't he? Just like the modern-day film stars like Brad Pitt and George Clooney are reported to be wearing. These are pomades, and look at these old brands. And proving to be popular with the guys again. Well, I used to be a Brill Cream kid when I was a rock and roll era teenager, you know, with the hair slicked all back and looking really cool. I don't think I have the same need for a retro look today somehow. But it's good to see these things happening again, coming back and getting popular again. And talking about my teenage years, I attended a school reunion. Now, okay, this is about life, and it stretches a long way back and forth. And it's interesting to think what happens in the span of years from the time you leave school to the time that you actually look back on it. And that's what I ended up doing when I went to a reunion. I went to the day school of St. Joseph's College in Hunters Hill in Sydney, Australia. And it basically was a bunch of baby boomers, I guess you'd call them, coming through the school system at that time. I'm only talking about high school here, but I had never been to a school reunion, and this is what I did this year. And I met up with these fellows, and I hadn't seen them for 50 years. Seriously, 50 years. Can you imagine walking into the room and trying to identify all your classmates 50 years on? That's what we did. And you know what doesn't change? It's fascinating. It's the eyes. I recognized the eyes most of all of these people as I went up to talk to them. And of course, drop the name and you're right back in the picture again. And you know what? It was fascinating because they all turned out to be such great guys of the group which came from that class of, they're calling it the class of 55 because they happen to have a photograph from there. Of course, we left school much later than that. And now here are some of the guys who were in that photograph so many years ago.
Okay, Randall's always got a smile. Yeah, David, Colin. Okay, we're going down the line. Oh, look this way! Yay! Okay, I'll go back and get the lot of you. No, I'll go over Rick's head, that's better. Then I'll take it from the other end.
Well, anyway, from my perspective, it was a great time, and I really enjoyed talking to them about their lives and what had happened in the years in between high school and now. It was great. I recommend it.